Once upon a time, there was a sweet little girl. Her kind old grandmother made her a red hooded cape so that she could see her granddaughter when she came over to visit. The girl always wore the cape and was called Red Riding Hood. Let's help Red Riding Hood tidy her room. Put the clothes into the laundry basket and put the toys into the toy chest. Then put the red cape on. Well done! Your room is sparkling. One morning, Red Riding Hood's mother said, "Grandmother has a terrible flu, and I'm too busy to leave home. Could you fill a basket with tasty things to make her better and take them to her cottage on the other side of the woods?" "I will fill a basket at once," said the little girl, always delighted to help. What should Red Riding Hood bring to Grandmother? Touch the things you'd like to bring and move them to the basket. Cuckoo, cuckoo! What a delightful basket! Time to go to Grandmother's. As Red Riding Hood set out, her mother warned, "Make sure to keep to the edges of the woods." Deep in the woods were wolves and witches and fearsome things for little girls. But Red Riding Hood was busy picking special herbs and flowers and didn't hear. Help Red Riding Hood to find her way. Tap and hold the clouds to make it rain, and help grow some flowers along the path. When she can see the path, Red Riding Hood will be on her way. Such beautiful flowers! Now I know I'm on the right track. Alas, it happened that poor Red Riding Hood was so engrossed with finding the best flowers and herbs to cure her grandmother's flu that she left the straight and narrow path and wandered into the woods. Deeper and deeper she went, humming a little tune, as she often did to keep herself company. Finally, a wolf in sheep's clothing came along, and Red Riding Hood looked up. "Hello, sheep," she said, always polite. "Hello, Red Riding Hood," smiled the wolf, thrilled that his disguise was working so well. "Where are you going on this bright autumn morning?" "Why," said the girl, who always told the truth, "I am bringing these things to Grandmother, who has a terrible flu. Her cottage is on the other side of the woods." "The white one with blue windows?" inquired the wolf sheepishly. "And a red door," Red Riding Hood replied. "Like your red cape," smirked the wolf, and suddenly he vanished. The wolf is racing to Grandmother's cottage. Touch the signposts as they appear and count how many wolf miles he is running. Aha! Dinner time at grandmother's. The wolf reached the cottage in the blink of an eye and knocked gently on the door. "Who is it?" croaked grandmother. She really was feeling under the weather. "It's me, Red Riding Hood," cheeped the wolf in his best little girl's voice. "The door's open," came the voice again. And indeed, the door opened when the wolf nudged it. In he charged and swallowed grandmother whole before she could even protest. Meanwhile, back in the woods, Red Riding Hood had lost her way, and a fearful feeling was growing in her stomach. She came upon a helpless frog who croaked so pitifully at her that she decided to stop to help him catch some flies and to gather her thoughts. The pitiful frog looks hungry. Listen to him ribbit. Help him catch some flies by tapping him when a fly flies by. Watch what happens when he's full. Gosh, are you a frog prince? No, I'm a frog woodcutter. Red Riding Hood was astonished when the frog transformed into a woodcutter. "Thank you so much," he said. "The evil witch turned me into a frog because I accidentally cut down her magic tree. Whatever can I do to repay you? Can you direct me to grandmother's?" she asked hopefully, and he did. And what do you suppose the wolf was doing all this time? The wolf needs another disguise. Do you think grandmother's clothes would fit him? My, what a lovely grandmother I make! Red Riding Hood hurried to her grandmother's cottage. She had a funny feeling that all was not as it should be. The door was ajar, and the familiar scent of grandmother that normally wrapped itself around her had become dark and unfamiliar. She knocked on the door, even though it was open, because she never entered a room without knocking. "Come in," came a growling voice that didn't sound at all like grandmother. Grandmother must be sick as a dog, thought Red Riding Hood in her head. But out loud, she chimed politely. "Grandmother, I have brought you many things to have you up and about in no time." She set down the things and made some tea. The room was dark, and grandmother was lying, with just her head poking out above the covers, not looking herself at all. Red Riding Hood went a little closer and peered into her grandmother's eyes. Something was not quite right. What is the matter with grandmother? Tap on the flashing areas to look more closely at grandmother's face. Oh, grandmother, what big eyes you have! All the better to see you with. Oh, grandmother, what big ears you have! All the better to hear you with. Oh, grandmother, what big hands you have! All the better to hold you with. Oh, Grandmother, what big teeth you have! All the better to eat you with. You're not, Grandmother. You're the big bad wolf. And the wolf swallowed Red Riding Hood in one fearsome gulp. Off in the woods, the frog turned woodcutter chopped down his last tree of the day. He gathered some firewood for Red Riding Hood and her grandmother. Outside the cottage, he too thought it strange that the door was ajar and that the ground was shaking from the snores coming from inside. He tiptoed in and found Grandmother asleep in bed. But no! On second glance, he saw that in front of him, fast asleep, was the wolf that had been tormenting the village for many years. He was about to raise his axe when he heard a cry of help from the belly of the wolf. The wolf awoke and tried to escape. Help! Help the woodcutter catch the wolf. Slide the running gizmo back and forth to help the woodcutter run faster. Aha! I caught you, Mr. Wolf! Having caught the wolf, the woodcutter fetched his scissors and snip, snip, snipped the wolf's belly. And can you guess what he found? Grandmother and Red Riding Hood leapt out from the wolf's belly and were over the moon. They helped the woodcutter to fill the wolf's belly with stones, and when he tried to run away, he fell down dead. There was a great celebration in the village, and everyone ate tasty wolf stew. Grandmother made herself a wolfskin rug, as well as fashioning a new cape for Red Riding Hood to keep her warm in the winter. From then on, Red Riding Hood stayed out of the dark woods where wolves and witches prey. And Grandmother, the woodcutter, the girl and her mother lived happily ever after.